welcome back to LinkedIn Logs, the jobs and business news podcast. I'm your host, Chad White. If you didn't know, this is the jobs and business news podcast with a website, cpluscomedy.com. Like I just said, it's a website. Go there. Why is this email saved in drafts? Full disclosure, I'm on the C Plus Comedy Gmail, and yesterday I spent a little bit of time emailing future prospects for interviews. And I guess while I was doing yoga, I was doing, in honor of the Tonys, I think I've had this yoga class saved from Peloton. And it's so old that the person that taught the class is no longer there. This is from 2022. They still weren't having people in the classes. Wow, that's crazy. Anyway, this was an Andrew Lloyd Webber yoga flow. And I don't know why I saved it for so long. It was taught by Ross Rayburn. But he features all songs, obviously, from Andrew Lloyd Webber. And I did this in honor of the Tonys that were Sunday. I mean, I don't know if I've mentioned this on this stupid show. I've been doing yoga a day all year long. It is June 9th. I've been doing it since January 1st of this year. Yeah, no big deal. It is tough. I think I talk about it on the Constitutionals, but when I get to Friday, oh my God, it's the hardest. It's the hardest on Friday. It's the easiest every other day of the week. Why is there cat hair on? Did the Luna walked on the laptop? Anyway, it is so difficult on Fridays. But we are, this is work related for the television company I work for. They also do film. For the television company I work for, we are at least for our department, we do summer Fridays. And typically that means if you have a summer Friday, you get the day off. For me, because I'm basically in the middle, that means I get to do a half day. So some people have it off, some people have it on. Last week was the second summer Friday, and I had the first summer Friday off. Oh, well, again, remember a half day. But I worked as usual this full Friday. And when I tell you the first summer Friday, it was easy. My supervisor manager person, she messaged me on Monday and said it was smooth sailing, easy, nothing was due, blah, blah, blah. Friday, she's like, hey, this is due. And I go, great, perfect. I'll just be expecting this. She logs off and I get no less than 100 emails about 1,000 different things. And I'm not joking. I grocery shop on Friday mornings, and I got home from the grocery store. I was on top of it. I had a good day at the gym. I got home from the grocery store on time at like 9:45. I'm killing it. Sit down for work. She signs off, and then bam, I'm just hit with so much shit. It was so crazy. Projects are being made. They need this because this is happening on Sunday. They need this and this and this. And I'm just typing away all day long from 10 a.m. until like 5:50 on Friday. And then at one point at 6:00 I go by and I said bye on the team. I think at 5:50 on the dot. People were like, okay, we're done for the day. And then I went bye on Slack, close the laptop, and then I had dinner. I had dinner so early. Oh no, I had to record late night lately, so I did late night lately. Then I had dinner. But it was It was a very busy Friday. It should not have been that busy. But I did things, I spoke to people, I did things that I have not done in this job before. And then Monday, oh no, today is Tuesday. So she calls me and she's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry about what happened on Friday." I'm just yep, this is exactly what happened. So hopefully it doesn't happen again, but I'm not gonna hold my breath. Anyway, what else is going on? I think the first jobs Friday, the first jobs report came out, and things were holding steady, mostly because nobody knows what's happening. What is this article I just opened up on the New York Times? Voting is happening. What else? There's a lot of AI stuff coming out. Do I need to talk about anything else before I move on to the topics at hand? I don't think so. You will be hearing pinging. It is the end of the day, but the work day is not yet over. I have about 10 minutes left, 8 minutes left. I don't know why I said 10. I don't know why I was lying. But you will hear Chopped in the background. I was watching Chopped Castaways, which is their version of Survivor, while I was doing this yoga class. And it's entertaining. And I remarked to myself, hello, what is this in spam for? Sorry, I'm checking. I am looking at my email. I am fully looking at my email right now. I just got a message about a Phoebe Bridgers tour. I signed up for to buy tickets, and I was chosen to buy early tickets, so that's going to be great. I saw Phoebe Bridgers well before. I was a fan well before everybody jumped on that bandwagon. Before Boy Genius. All right, I'll stop talking about that. Anyway, I've already seen her in concert. I saw her at Chastain Park. I was by myself. I go to concerts by myself, but I was with somebody. I was with my my ex. Was I? Yeah, because we were sitting. Oh, that's right. Because if I'm by myself, I will be standing, so I can leave. I can leave when I need to. That's how it was when I saw Springsteen a couple of weeks ago. First of all, I got a great seat. I was behind the stage, 3 rows behind the stage. 1, 2, 3, 4. I was 4 rows, 4 or 5. It doesn't matter. But he kept turning around, looking at us. I was like, he was close enough to where if he coughed, we would feel it. But I can get up, get out, and leave by myself as soon as I need to. I have to stop. I can eat dinner before I go. That's it. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, I was watching Chopped Castaway. You know what? It's enjoyable. But I was thinking to myself, who am I kidding? I said this out loud for the pets to hear. Chopped and pretty much every show on HGTV and Food Network are so infinitely repeatable. Like you can turn on Food Network at any point of the day, and on Fridays they do Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives marathons. Why do I know that? Because I'm watching it. Everybody's out dating, having a life. Friday night, I'm watching Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. On HGTV they have House Hunters. These shows are so easy and repeatable. I'm sure that there's a science, not even a science. I'm sure there's just like an easy formula for a Chopped season. And right now there's like a Chopped Vegas version. I don't know. It's like Chopped Casino, Chopped Roulette. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I really don't know what it is. But it's like a Vegas theme, and Ted is still the host. I'm sure they do these. I'm sure they knock out 2 episodes a day. I don't understand how, but it's infinitely repeatable. You know what? It's decent. Not every HGTV show is good, but like Beat Bobby Flay, I'm sure they do those shows so quickly. Also, Bobby Flay. This is job related. I was watching GMA yesterday, Good Morning America, and I saw this is what I do. I have a friend who is a reporter, and obviously I used to work in the news, and we've been friends since freshman year of high school or sophomore year, one of those years, probably freshman year. Let's just say that. So it's been roughly, how old are we? 33. So 19 years. I don't know. Anyway, but I will message her because of the places she's worked and the people she knows. She knows a lot of reporters, other reportresses. And I will just message her. And I'll just be like, do you know Maggie Vespa on the Today Show? Do you know Kaylee Hartong? Oh, tell them I like them. I love them so much. But I was watching GMA and I saw a reportress named Sophie Flay. And I went, that's a pretty odd last name. I wonder if she's related to Bobby Flay. And yes, she is. That's Bobby Flay's daughter. And then I sent, what's the best? I sent her the, I'll say it, horniest message. My friend about Sophie Flay. I went, also I have a new, I was following up. We were talking about Scott Pelley on all that 60 Minutes business, which I'll get to in a second. Also, I have a new news crush, Sophie Flay. She's on ABC/GMA, and yes, she's Bobby Flay's daughter. And then we talked about nepotism for a little bit. We talked about that, but let's get into Scott Pelley. Scott Pelley is a 60 Minutes correspondent who was unceremoniously fired from the program. The short of it is, again, I spoke about this. This last week was a 60 Minutes episode, right? So there was a meeting with Nick Bilton, who's the new head of 60 Minutes, and after all the firings happened, and it was announced that Scott Pelley was let go from the program as well because Nick Bilton did not like being verbally reamed during a meeting. He in less words, in more words than one, than a few. He referred to the reaming as, and this is not a good direct quote, but he did seem like he was emasculated. He's like, you can't yell at me in front of everybody. So Scott Pelley was let go. That shook waves in the news world because Scott Pelley's been there for 37 years. He did appear, and he did not go quietly. Like ever since he was fired, he was straight up talking smack about Nick Bilton and Barry Weiss, which I appreciate. I stand by my words. I will not take my words back from last week or from previous episodes. Screw those people. Scott Pelley is cool as hell. Anyway, he appeared on The Interview, which, again, they stole my fucking name. They stole. I was doing this well before the New York Times. But he sat down with Lulu Garcia-Navarro from New York Times, previously of NPR, to talk about the situation. And it's a fascinating conversation because it's everything you want it to be. And he's concerned about the future of 60 Minutes, as should everybody. But if Leslie Stahl and Bill Whitaker and the other person decide to stay and they want to see, or they want to help 60 Minutes continue, then so be it. He's correct that sorry, I just got a message and it's 6:00. I'm done. Let's see. I'm just gonna type in bye. Okay. So he's correct. He mentioned during this interview with Lulu Garcia-Navarro that that 60 Minutes needs to move with the times and improve with the times and become a much more younger skewing program, because as it stands, the news magazine is quite frankly stuck in the past. He did say, he did talk about 60 Minutes Overtime and how he was shooting vertical videos up until the day he left. He was on board with all of that. But the way 60 Minutes and CBS News as a whole are currently being run does not jive with what news is, period. And he did say that he did recognize Barry Weiss is coming from Freedom Press or whatever the hell her thing is called. I don't know. Look, you don't need to call anything freedom anything. But he did recognize that she is coming from that and that she built that, but that she does not have the right experience for television news. Again, keep in mind, I've been working in TV for 10 years. I have 4.5 years experience in TV news, and both of those numbers are bigger than what Nick Bilton and Barry Weiss have in television and in TV news, period. But I commend Scott Pelley. I respect him for everything he's doing. Keep talking. Keep fighting. That's what we need. It's ridiculous. All right, let's move on to the actual stories at hand. This comes from the New York Times. It's written by Cade Metz. OpenAI files to go public as AI companies rush to Wall Street. I don't know if this is technically true, but it seems that this has been the thing for the past, 50 years. But companies that go public seem to have a little bit more legitimacy about them. And there's things that can happen with going public with a company that can be perfect and that can help out the company. You can get more investors. You can open it up to people like me who believe in the company and put money into it. That's how I lost hundreds of dollars on Peloton. That's not a joke. I lost so much money on Peloton. And now they're trading for like $5. It's okay. I don't want to talk about it. This is part of the reason why I'm so harsh on Peloton. And I still pay for it. I still pay for the subscription. Anyway. But OpenAI and the other AI companies are ready to go public. They filed confidently, on Monday for an initial public offering, laying the groundwork for what could be one of the largest public offerings to hit Wall Street. OpenAI is the owner of ChatGPT. We don't know the exact timeline on when they will go public, but it will happen. My guess is that when they are ready to launch, I think they're on ChatGPT 4 or 4.0, something like that. So when they're ready to launch, whatever next model there is, like major model. I am the major model general. Like if you don't know the Pirates of Penzance, the major monorail song, then you don't know. And there is a part where they all go monorail. I love The Simpsons. True or false? I just bought almost. I have 98% of the DVDs. I still need season 17 and season 18. But they are hundreds of dollars because they're out of print. But some guy just had a collection and I talked him down to a good price. An OpenAI public offering would join what is expected to be a wave of blockbuster IPOs, which also include Elon Musk's SpaceX and Anthropic, which both are planning to go public this year. Anthropic is another AI company. OpenAI was valued at $730 billion in private markets after a funding round this year. That does not include its latest investment round, which totaled $122 billion. Now, keep in mind, companies can be valued at something and then launch on the NASDAQ and then ride the highs and immediately follow on the lows. Or they could not go public at all. Like Vice, remember, Vice was valued at like a billion or something like that when Disney was still a part of it. And then the floor on that just fell immediately. and now Vice is trying to rebuild. The company is a long way from being profitable, even after raising more than $180 billion since it started in 2015. OpenAI started in 2015? Huh. I just never mind. I was gonna say the woman who was part of the reason why Sam Altman was forced out for like 2 days several months ago. I saw her do an interview, I think on PBS NewsHour. I don't remember seeing it. Or Miss Now. It pulled in more than $13 billion in revenue last year, but expects to spend $115 billion over the next 4 years. That probably includes building the models, building data centers, and things of that nature. Infrastructure. Revenue is rising from the sales of ads inside the consumer version of ChatGPT and the sale of various AI technologies to businesses and independent software developers. Look at that. Anthropic, I'm going to skip over the SpaceX part. Anthropic confidently filed for an IPO last week. The startup recently passed OpenAI as the world's highest flying AI. What does that mean? AI startup with $65 billion in new... So the sentence was not over. It's my fault. I'm sorry. With $65 billion in new financing that valued it at $900 billion before the inclusion of the new capital. A public offering could happen as soon as this fall. Why is Anthropic so high? Is Anthropic the one that the government is using? I think so. And they run Claude. Okay. Yeah, I think that's the one the government is using. Now, let's keep that in mind. This comes from CNBC, and it's written by Arjun Karpal, or Karpal. Perplexity plans IPO in 2028, regardless of what happens to Anthropic or OpenAI, the CEO told CNBC. The CEO is Arvind Srinivas, and he appeared on CNBC this morning, in the interview, I guess, where he said, agnostic of these two companies, we were planning for something in 2028, so that still remains the case. They have no plans to make any moves before 2028. Oh, Anthropic is valued at... Oh, they're rounding up. They said $1 trillion. They're rounding up. And I see the words confidently filed. I guess that's a thing. These listings are going to be among the biggest in history and a test of investors' appetite for these mega IPOs, including the one with SpaceX. I saw an article this morning on the New York Times regarding the billions and billions of dollars that billionaires now have. Let's see. I'm not going to link this in the show notes, but it's called Billionaires' Billions Are Increasing Faster Than Ever, and it's written by Patricia Cohen. And she talks about how, it just like in the early 2000s, the world's billionaires all had 4.5 trillion, and now by 2024, it's grown to 14.2, and then now it's 20.1, and the money keeps going higher and higher. We're seeing a rapid rise in wealth. She talks about people like Bezos and Musk and Sundar Pichai. I don't know if Sundar Pichai is a billionaire. He's the guy from Google. Mark Zuckerberg and Jensen Huang, who is the chief executive of NVIDIA, whose net worth is $150 billion, but that does not necessarily translate to actual funds. You don't need all that money. Money's good, and money can help with things. Trust me. Remember, I'd have a job for a very long time. You know how much that sucks? Money buys you food. Money feeds your pets. But then, I get to a point where it's just you think about all the things you can buy, but what's the point? When I'm fine with the love of my animals. And obviously I want a house or something. I don't have to keep paying $2,600 in rent. or however much it is. It is roughly 26. It's between 24 and 26. And it'd be nice to travel, to go somewhere. That's why when I went to Savannah, I treated it like it was a whole thing. But you don't need. I saw. Oh God, who was selling their house? Someone was selling their house in Texas, and it had a whole water park in it. It had like 3 different pools and all this different stuff. You don't need all that. You don't need all that. Anyway, Srinvis continues, the head of Perplexity. I certainly think there will be ripple effects if the IPOs that are currently filing, SpaceX, Anthropic, or OpenAI, don't go well. Like, there's no sugarcoating on that. The SpaceX IPO this week will definitely be a leading indicator to how Anthropic or OpenAI will go well. Remember, the SpaceX IPO is one of the reasons that Elon Musk will potentially be the world's first trillionaire. Srinvis continued, I think it's important for the AI industry that these IPOs go well, and I actually think they will go well because they're doing well. I re-downloaded a dating app. I was like, let me see if I can get back out there. Spoiler alert, I deleted it within 2 days. It is, it's rough out there. But as I was Xing through the women, not more than one of them was like, I talk to Chat GPT every day, and I went, no thank you. No thank you. And those are just, the small cases. I'm sure there's people all over this city, all over the state, all over this great nation of ours, celebrating his 250th birthday. You don't boo my president at this basketball game. Imagine getting booed. Not just at a basketball game, at a hockey game, baseball. Like, you're getting booed, man. Anyway, it's not a political show, but fuck that guy. I don't know what I was talking about. I really don't know what I was talking about. But people, yeah, I do. But people are using AI models as ways that they, figure things out, or just to have conversations. AI, Apple, yesterday during their WWDC conference. I mean, it's a week-long conference, but what was that? Showcase? Where they usually announce new hardware, at least 1 or 2 new hardware, but they didn't. Shame on me for expecting at least a new Mac Mini. But the entire thing, it was like 45 minutes to an hour of AI. Like, that was the whole discussion. It was AI. Siri's new AI capabilities. We built a new Siri. It's got new AI. It's this and that. AI is going to help you on Mac OS. AI is going to help you on iPad OS. It's going to help you on iOS. AI is a good tool, but we're putting too much emphasis on it. But Apple needed to do this in order to play catch up with Google and Samsung and the rest, which is my favorite lyric from Gilligan's Island, the first season, I believe. Because they would go, the Professor Ann, Mary Ann, the rest. And the rest. Because I believe some of the cast was not signed on to a contract, so that's why they said and the rest. I used to. This is a very true fact. I'm playing with a guitar over here. I'm playing with guitar strings. I've spoken about this so many times. I collect DVDs and Blu-rays and all this stuff. And when I was younger, We didn't have a lot of money. But when I was younger, we would go to the dollar store. Dollar store would sell DVDs. Like, in like the shittiest cases. The thinnest, most destructible cases. And they sold Gilligan's Island, like a lot of old stuff. You know, you see like the Honeymooners, Gilligan's Island. And I bought, Gilligan's Island DVDs for like $1. So I had Gilligan's Island on DVD for $1. So that's how I watched a lot of Gilligan's Island. This is how I watched The Sopranos. We would go to a library over the summer, and I would check out DVD. And my mom and my sister would get books, and I would check out Sopranos on DVD. Don't ask me how old I was, because I was too young. I was too young. All right. Anyway, I'm done. Listen. If you like what you heard here, head to the website, cpluscomedy.com, where we've got interviews with your favorite celebrities and your favorite up-and-coming celebrities. Remember, I spoke to Janelle James before she was famous. You're welcome. And I was this close to getting Tiffany Haddish before she was huge. But we talked in December, so that was nice. And I've got some other interviews coming out in the next couple of weeks. So be on the look at that. If you want to see those interviews, watch on youtube.com under the interviews on C Plus Comedy. Where you can also see a video version of youtube.com/C Plus Comedy. We can see a video version of this show, as well as the other shows, The Constitutionals, the Entertainment Business News Show, and Late Night Lately, the Late Night Show. Subscribe to those shows wherever you hear podcasts. Follow us on social media at C Plus Comedy on YouTube, Instagram, Blue Sky, and TikTok. Me on those platforms at Chad Black White. Thank you so much for listening. We'll see you next time. Bye.